So good morning.
Good morning.
Last time we were discussing concerning the searching the internet. Is it true? And we were able to discuss the various mechanisms that can to do what to search the internet. This morning, now to discuss the last topic that is what we call browsing the internet and what searching on the internet. Yeah, in this topic, you're supposed to know, for example, what is browsing, what is surfing, and the difference between what browsing and what and surfing. Still, you're supposed to know what are cookies. And because I believe now in a web browser, you must have what the cookies. Is it true? Still, there is what you call an index. You must be knowing what is a what? What is an index? So let me ask you, Juma, according to you, what is browsing according to you? What is to browse? Because I believe every time you browse the internet, what is to browse according to you? Juma.
Pardon?
I'm asking, yeah, because I believe you
Yes.
browse every day. According to you, what is browsing? Let me have from what is browsing. According to you, what is browsing? What is to browse according to you?
Is using the internet for personal purposes, like
Oh,
searching for things.
that is good. That is a good gesture. Still, you can say when you talk about browsing now, it refers to visiting a website without any prior aim or target. Together, for example, you can just open a website and you're just going through the what maybe the web pages in that website. Together, that is what to call browsing. Together, just visiting a website without any prior aim or target. Together, that is to browse. Together. Because in browsing now, sometimes you may not have an interest, or you may not browsing for a specific objective. You're just accessing more that website. And still, for you to browse, you must be having what? Good internet connection. Still, you must be using what? A web browser. That is what we call browsing. Still, some people confuse browsing and surfing. There is browsing the internet, and there is what we call surfing the internet. When we talk about surfing now, it refers to searching a particular information from the internet using what? A search engine. For example, maybe I've given you an assignment concerning cloud computing. Together, you can search that information together. You can surf the internet. Remember, you want to look for this information together, particular information together. That is what we call surfing. Understood? Searching for particular information by using what? A search engine. Together, we'll be discussing a search engine. For example, the most common search engine is what we call the Google. Is it true? Yes. Because what happens now in the search engine, you just press the information you require together, just press a keyword, you press enter, and that information is retrieved from the what? From the database together of that what? Of that search engine. Understood? Yes. And actually, when you are surfing the internet, it consumes more time compared to the browsing. Together. Because we say for the browsing, you just browse the internet without any what particular aim. But for the surfing now, you must have a particular objective. So surfing might take out of time compared to what to the browsing. Together. What if now you're requested to explain the difference between browsing and what and surfing? Now, for example, in terms of speed, in terms of what speed, browsing is a bit faster and easy. Understood? Understood.
Yes.
But in terms of surfing, it is a bit slow. It's a bit what? So because now that information has to be retrieved from the what? From the database or servers. Then in terms of information, in terms of the information source, together, when you are browsing, information is centered towards what one topic. Understood? For example, in case you want to go to a website, you want to just obtain the information in that particular website. But in terms of surfing now, the results are not centered in a particular or in one area. Together, the results of that search, they are centered in different topics. For example, in case you're using this search engine and you realize that you never obtained sufficient information, you can just use a different search engine to obtain other results. Understood? So you have seen the difference between browsing and surfing. Then in terms of target, together, in terms of target now, when you are browsing, you target a particular website. Together, because you know what you require. For example, in case you want to know information pertaining to Safaricom, you know very, very well. You can obtain this information by going to Safaricom website. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it is true. Then, but in terms of surfing now, you are not sure the website. So what you have to do, you have to press the certain keyword, then you start looking forward for the information. Understood?
Yeah.
Then, whenever we talk about browsing, it is done by using a web browser. But we say surfing, it is done by using what? A search engine. Together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the major differences between what? Surfing and what? And browsing. Let me ask you, in terms of the satisfaction level, where do you get more satisfied? When you're surfing or when you're browsing? In terms
when
of
you're surfing.
that is correct. When you're surfing, you get more satisfied because you have obtained the information you required. Or you have obtained the objective. Because with the browsing, you just browse on the internet or you just look for information without any particular objective. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Then let me ask you, what are the types of programs you can use to browse the internet? Which are these programs?
Yahoo.
That is correct. We can use Yahoo. No. I'm not
Baidu.
surfing. No, not surfing. Not surfing. That is a search engine.
Not searching.
That is the search engine. I'm asking the browsing programs together. Because what happens in the browsing programs now, they use what we call the HTTP together to retrieve information from the web server and they take it back to the web browser. That now the user is able to see. Which programs do we use? Hey, Yahoo, no. We have the Mozilla Firefox. We can have Mozilla Firefox. Together, we can have the Google Chrome. We can have what we call the Netscape Navigator. We can have what we call the Microsoft Internet Explorer together. And most of the times, these are the programs that are able to install in the computer. Is it true? Yes. Because there's no way, for example, in case you want to obtain information or in case you want to access your email account, there is no way you can obtain that information unless you're using a web browser. Is it true? These are called the web browsers. Together, later in the class, we'll be discussing what the search engine together. And Yahoo is a search engine. Yeah. Yeah. Still, in this topic, you're supposed to know the difference between a hyperlink and hypertext. Hyperlink and hypertext. For example, in case you're in a certain website, you always have the hyperlink and hypertext. For example, maybe in the homepage, and you want to access the services, you just click services and you're taken to that page. Is it true?
Yes.
This is a hyperlink. So whenever we talk about a hyperlink now, this is just a reference of data that the user can follow by clicking. A reference of data that the user can follow by clicking. I've said, in case you're in a certain website, you're in the home page, and you want to access the contact us page. Or in case you want to access the blog page, you just click it. There is a link underlying on that page. Once you click it, you are taken to that page. That is what we call a hyperlink. Understood?
Understood.
Yeah. Then you can have the types of hyperlink. For example, there is what we call a text hyperlink. You can have what? A text hyperlink. So what happens with this one? You use a word or a phrase. Together, there's a word there or a phrase. Once you click that word, you are taken to that word, to that page. Understood?
Yes.
That is a text hyperlink. Then still, there is what we call an image hyperlink. Now we replace what? The text with an image. So what happens in this one now? Once you click that image, you are taken to that page which is having those files or which is having all those documents. Understood?
Yes, I understood.
Then there is what we call the bookmark hyperlink. We have what? The bookmark hyperlink. We'll be discussing what is a bookmark together. Because I believe, for example, a bookmark now is a list of what interesting pages. Is it true that you add in the browser? Is it true? So what happens in the bookmark now, you can use a text or an image. Together, once you just click it, you are taken to that page. Because most of the times now, especially when you are using the Opera Mini, the prompts you to add the bookmark together a list of what interesting pages that you visit regularly. Is it true?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are the three types of hyperlink. We have seen is what we call the text hyperlink. We have said it uses what a phrase or a word. Then there is what we call an image hyperlink. We have said this is what an image. Then we have what the bookmark hyperlink. Understood?
Yeah.
What if now you're requested to explain a hypertext? That is a hyperlink. Then there is what we call a hypertext. Now there is no way you can be having hypertext unless you have what hyperlink together. So hypertext now, these are the documents which are interconnected with the hyperlink. Understood?
Understood.
Maybe you can let me just show you together practically together. Let me, for example, let me just open the screen. Let me just open a website here. Yeah, I'm opening a website. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I'm seeing.
Let me just see the difference between the hypertext and what the hyperlink. Because you have said for the hypertext, there's what? That document that is interlinked with the what? With the hyperlink. It's taking some time, but let's hope they will load very, very fast. Yeah, for example, we have this website. Right together, we're having what this website. Now we're in this homepage. Understood with this homepage. Now, what is happening here? All these pages here, they have been linked using what? Hyperlink. Understood? Hyperlink. For example, in case we click the academic, we are taken to that page. Together, we're taken to what? To that page. For example, you have what? Maybe School of the Faculty of what? Of ICT. Together, you realize here, even the URL, we see this is what you call the URL. Right? Together, the uniform resource located has changed. Understood? Now, still, when you're in this page now, in case we click, we're now in this page, together in what? ICT and engineering. Once we click now home, we are taken back to the home page. That is what you call a hyperlink. Understood? But the information within that page is what you call the hypertext. Together, this information here is what you call the hypertext. Together, because you have said the hypertext, these are the documents which are interconnected by using what? The hyperlink. I hope you know you have understood the difference between the hypertext and what? The hyperlink. Yes?
Yes, understood.
Yeah, that is okay. Then we can discuss the terminology a bookmark. Together, we have a bookmark now. What is a bookmark according to you? What is a bookmark? Yeah, because for example, in case you access a certain website today, you might decide to add the bookmark to your what? To your web browser. So a bookmark now, it is a saved shortcut that is able to direct you or that is able to direct your browser to a specific web page. Together. For example, when you're using the Opera Mini, it prompts you to add the bookmark together. So the purpose of the bookmark now, it makes your work easier. For example, in case you have accessed 10 pages today, you might forget the link. Is it true? But once you have added that bookmark to your browser, it is very, very easy to do what? To navigate. Now a bookmark now is able to store the title and the URL together. So it makes it easy to access what? The information. Even after 20 days, you can just go to your browser, you go to the bookmark, then you can find it there, then you click it together. And still you're able to be taken back to the what? The page together. That is what you call a bookmark. But now there is what you call the favorite. I think you have ever seen that. Kuna bookmark and kuna favorite. What is the difference now? What are the favorites?
Favorites are links to pages that you mostly access them often.
Yeah, that is correct. And these pages now, they must be interesting to you together. You must have a lot of interest to them. Is it true?
Yes.
Yeah, that is okay. Still, there is what you call the cookies. Have you ever heard about the cookies?
Yes.
What are cookies?
They send you information concerning a website or something.
No, actually now for the cookies now, these are just text files together that hold small pieces of data together. The text files which are able to do what? To hold small pieces of data like the username and the password. And actually now the cookies they are used to identify your computer as you use the network together. For example, the most common is what you call the HTTP word cookies together. Yeah, for example, and actually the benefit of having a cookie in a web browser is able to improve your what? Your browsing experience together. I think you have ever seen that some browsers are able to store what? The username and the password together. For example, there is a way, let me just show you together. Sometimes you can create the cookies. Let me just show you. Let me just open a site. Just show you. Let me just open the one. Just Yeah, it is opening. I'll just stay together because I'll be showing you the cookies, the favorite, and all the bookmark together. I'll be showing you that it's opening. Then you're supposed to know the benefits of a cookie. Because actually now the cookies they are used to make the user's web experience faster and convenient together. For example, you can select a language to view a website for the first time once you visit. For example, maybe you want to view that website using what? The Swahili language. Together. Once you open the next time, still that site will open using what? Swahili language. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have said they're used to make the user's web experience what? Faster, convenient, and what? And personalized. Then you can have a types of cookies. You can have what? The types of cookies. Which one do you know? Which cookies do you know?
HTTPS.
Yeah, we have the HTTPS cookies. But now the most common, there is what we call the session cookies. Right together, we have the word what? Session cookies. Sometimes we call them the temporary what? Cookies. Right together. The purpose of these cookies now, they help the website recognize the users and the information provided once they navigate through what a website. For example, in case you access a website for the first time, or in case you log into a system, it is able to retain your information altogether. For example, the username and the password. Understood? Every activity you have done to that system, it is retained what in that session cookies. For example, in case you have logged into a system, you have edited some information, or you have added a new user to that system. We have what? We have these sessions, together we have this session cookies. So in case the administrator would like to know what that user did, you can obtain that information together. These are what? The session cookies together. And most of the times, these cookies they are using what? In the e-commerce what website. Understood?
Understood.
Yeah, and let me ask you, for example, in case you are having the cookies, well, in case we close the web browser, are the cookies retained or they're deleted? The session cookies.
They're retained.
No. What happens to the session? For example, in case they had obtained your information, once you close that web browser together, for example, like Mozilla Firefox, that cookie is deleted. Because you have said for the session cookies, they are temporal. Together, they are temporal, they are not permanent. Together. So once you close the program, they're deleted. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Then there is what we call the permanent cookies. You have what we call the permanent cookies. Sometimes we call them persistent cookies. Together, even if you close the browser, these cookies they still remain. Understood?
Yeah.
For example, let me ask you. For example, you have your portal, your Zetec portal. You provide the username and the password. For example, in case you have saved the username and the password, even if you close that browser, next time you open that portal, the username and the password is always available. Is it true?
Yes.
These are called permanent cookies. I think you have seen the difference between the permanent cookies and what the session cookies. The reason you said the session they are used in the e-commerce website. For example, in case you wanted to buy an item, you have added an item to the cart. There's a way you go to, for example, you just select an item, click add to cart. Then you see there is one in the cart. Is it true?
Yes.
Once you close that website, that cart, it is all that item you had added to the cart is removed. Together. So you have to know that difference between what? The session cookie and we have what? The permanent cookie. Are together. Then there is what we call the third-party cookies. We can have what? The third-party cookies. So what happens with the third party now? We must be having maybe we have maybe the customer and we have maybe you have the merchant is here, we have the customer. So the third-party cookies they come in between together and they're installed by third parties with the aim of collecting certain information from the web users. Together. For example, the spelling habit. Together, you can have that party cookie to determine the spelling habit of a certain user or of a certain customer together. Understood? Have you understood the third party cookies? So we must be having the intermediary together. Then there is what we call the Zombie cookies. We have what? The Zombie cookies together. And now for the Zombie cookies, now for these ones, they are like the flash cookies. But what happens with these ones? They are automatically created after a user has deleted them. But together, once you delete that cookie, a certain cookie, it is added back together, or it is recreated. For example, maybe you had deleted. For example, maybe the permanent cookies together. Then you realize the cookies have been recreated once more. These are called what? The zombie cookies together. So it is sometimes it is difficult to do what? To detect and manage what? The zombie cookies together.
Yes.
And most of the times, actually the zombie cookies they are used in online games. They're using what? Online games. But right now, those people are playing these games from what? From cheating together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the types of what? Types of cookies. Let me see from the website where I can just loaded. Let me just confirm. Just show you. Let me share the screen. The screen.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope you're able to see it together.
I can see it.
Yeah, so for example, you can have we have this information here, clear history, clear cookies, caches, and more together. And let us click this one. We see the cookies together. Can you see now we have this information? We can either block the third-party cookies are here together. Can you see them? The third-party cookies are here. Are you able to see them?
Yeah.
So we can allow all
can see
cookies,
them.
or we can do what? We can block them. In my case, I've done what? I have blocked all the what? The third-party cookies together. You are able to see that information. We can even clear them. We can even what? Clear them. Then, for example, you are having this one sites that can always use cookies. I have not added any together. In case I want to add any, I can just do that. Then I click what? I add what? A URL. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Then we said there is what we call the permanent cookies together that are able to do what? To store the username and the password. Even if you close the browser, still they remain together. Yeah. So for that now, you can obtain them. Let me just show you. Just show you. Just Yeah, I want to show you the store username and the password. Let me just get back. We just get back. Are you able to see the new screen?
I can see it.
So still in the can you see now there's what you call the browsing data together. Still in the website, there's a way is able to do what? To store the information you have been accessing together. Can you see now? We're able to see all the information together that I have accessed together. Can you see? Having all this information.
Yes.
Yeah, it is able to do what?
Yes.
So that information. Still, you can create that information. I want to illustrate the passwords. Yeah, they are here together. Let us see the passwords. And you have said for these ones now, these are what we call the permanent cookies. Even if you close the browser, still you have what? The same information together. I'll be able to see them here. They have been saved automatically. Can you see them? Yeah, they are
I can
here.
see them.
Yeah, they are here. Yeah, they have been saved automatically together. You realize now on this part here, we do not have what the permanent cookies together. The passwords have not been stored. But in our case here, all the information have been stored together. For example, there is a way I can let me just show you. Can you see now? We can see the details together. You can see that together.
Yeah.
You can see the information. Yeah, hope you understood that. Then I was supposed to show you that the bookmark was here. It is here. Hope you can see it is here the bookmark. Can you see the bookmark?
I can see them.
Yeah. So now what is happening here? We have the information, or I have added the links of my what of my pages that I visit regularly. Yeah, they are here. For example, you can see there is what you call you can have the ZTech, we are having the Zoom together, we are having the Good Drive together, we are having Huawei together, we are having what the e-citizen together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is okay. If we can proceed now. Then we have another subsection. There is what you call searching the internet. And together we have what you call searching the internet. Let me ask you, what is searching now in the internet? What is searching? What is searching according to you?
Yeah, typing about something and then searching it up.
actually, as such, searching the internet is what we call the search query together. Because what you have to do now, you have to press the keyword, then the information is retrieved from the what from the database together. For example, in case you want to know concerning a certain product, you just press the keyword in the search engine, then you just press the enter together, and you have what variety of information. That is what we call what searching the internet together. And you must be having what an objective. You must be having an objective. Now, how do you then there's what you call we have a search engine. You have what a search engine together. There's a difference between a web browser and a search engine. So a search engine is a software that is designed to carry out what web search or what we call the internet search in the World Wide Web. Together.
Yes.
And the search engine is able to obtain information in a specific way. Together. Understood. I've said the search engine is supposed to obtain the information now in a specific way together because now it works on 3 areas together, or it has 3 functions. The first one is what we call the to crawl together. To crawl is to look over the internet together to find what that information together. There is what we call a web crawler. A web what crawl together. It is able to look over the internet to find what that information. Understood.
Yes.
Then still, the search engine is able to perform what we call indexing. In indexing now, it is able to store and organize the content found during what? The crawling process together.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, in case you have been accessing a certain page regularly, you realize once you just press a keyword, that page comes automatically together. The reason for that, it has been indexed together. Still, the search engine is able to perform what we call ranking. In ranking now, it provides the pieces of content that will best or that will provide the sufficient results or the best results for the user together. So what happens now in ranking now, the results are ordered by most relevant together to the least relevant. That is what we call the ranking. Information that is more relevant to the user is brought first. Then the rest information that is not relevant go consumer. Understood? So the search engine performs what? Those 3 functions. You have crawling, indexing, and what? And ranking. Because you have said crawling, it is that process in which the search engine is able to send what? A team of robots together. We call them what? The web crawlers together, or the spiders together. To find what? New information. Yeah. And you have types of search tools. For example, there is what we call, the most common is what we call the Google. Is it true? You know it, the Google.
Yes.
Is it true? Then there is what we call the Bing. What was in the Bing?
Yeah.
There is what we call the Google Scholar. For example, in case you're conducting some research and you want to obtain the best information, the best information, you can use what we call the Google Scholar. What you have to do, let me just show you. Yeah. Show you. For example, like what you're having here, this is just the normal search engine. Is it true? The Google, is it true? For example, we can have let us open let me just open the Google Scholar. Yeah, open it. This is a search. It has opened. Yeah, it is here now. Are you able to see now? Now we are having a Google Scholar. I think this is a search engine. We can just press the keyword here and you look forward for some information. Understood? Yeah, you have seen there's a difference between the Google and the Google Scholar. Still, we have there is what called the Bing. I think we have what? We have the Bing. Then still we have the Yahoo. One you are saying we have what the Yahoo together. Then there is what you call the TinyEye. And there's what you call the GP. But the most common we have Google Scholar, we have the Yahoo, and we have the Bing. Together. So the most what? The most common. Together. Still, when you're searching the internet, you're supposed to know what are directories. Together. What are directories still in the internet. So whenever I talk about a web directory, this is just an online list or catalog of websites together. That is what we call a web directory together. an online resource
Yes.
or a catalog of what of website together. The reason we are saying it is a catalog, it contains what several websites, not just one together, but different websites having what different information. The same way in your
Yes.
computer, you can be having a directory. Is it true? You can have a directory
Yes.
that is used to do what to store files in your computer. Together.
Yes.
Yeah. Then still in the directories, you're supposed to know what are the purpose or what are the operations of a directory. One of the operations is what we call the creating together or the creation of a directory together. A new file can be created and stored in the directory. Understood?
Understood.
That is the first operation. Then there is what we call the deletion operation or deleting. We have said we have created a directory. Still, we can delete it together. So in case now a file, the one we had inserted in the directory is no longer of use to the user, there is a way he can do what? He can create that file. So you realize that that file will not exist in that directory together, because we said the directory is a location for storing files or information in your computer together. So you have seen you have created, there's creating, there's deleting, then still there is searching. For example, maybe you have stored a lot of information in a certain directory. Together, we can just, there's a search engine together. There's a place whereby you can just press your keyword, you press enter, and that information is retrieved. Is it true?
Yes.
So there is what you call the searching. Then there is what you call the renaming. You can just do what? You can rename a directory together. For example, maybe we are having a directory by the name ICT. We can just change that name to do what? ICT 2020. Understood?
20.
Yeah, that is
Yes.
what we call renaming what? A directory together. Yeah. So these are the four major operations of a directory. Any question?
No question.
Yeah, because I'm through with that topic. Searching and browsing what the internet. Yeah, maybe you can ask in case of another question, maybe you can make a comment concerning that information, clarification, what we have covered. Yeah, because it was just a short topic together.
Yes.
Yeah, because actually it was the last topic. Yeah, with very short topic. Yeah, because what happens with this topic is more practical. For example, browsing, you have to go to the internet. Is it true? And you do what
Yes.
you do the browsing. Then there's what we call the surfing. So maybe I can ask you some questions concerning what you have covered. I see that you have understood. What is the difference between browsing and surfing? The difference between browsing and surfing?
When you're surfing, you have a particular thing or purpose you are looking for through the
Yes.
internet.
Yes.
While surfing is with no particular aim.
Yeah,
When going through it.
that is good. Yeah, still, which is more when you are surfing or when you are browsing, where do you get more satisfied? More satisfied very well.
When you're surfing.
Yeah, that is correct. Now, still, let me ask you, just give me 3 types of search engines that we can use.
Types.
Yeah, of search engines. Just state them.
Bing,
Yes, you can have Bing.
Ask, Yahoo.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that is good. What about just give me 4 types of web browsers?
Google Chrome, Windows Explorer,
Yes,
Mozilla Firefox.
yes, yeah, that is good. Yeah, what is the difference between a bookmark and favorite?
A bookmark and favorite.
Yeah.
Favorites are these are websites that you have more interest in them that you visit mostly.
Yes.
While bookmarks are just pages that you visited them but have been highlighted since you have visited them.
That is good. You can see I've understood. Now, what you have to do now, there's a question I'm posting on the ZDA together for the maybe
Yes.
the quiz. There's a question I'll post. You have to work on it together.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the next 5 minutes, just log into the ZDA and work on that question. Together, I'll mark it. I think the one you have been working on. Do you confirm the results? I always mark them. I always mark them. And you make a comment. Yeah. So you just log in. You work on that question together.
Okay.
Then you continue working on the assignment. You prepare for your card. Yeah, that is okay. So how was the class today? How was it today?
It was good.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I also
Yeah.
I'm so happy at least today there was no that problem with the network. I think it was okay very well.
Yeah.
It's a good day. Yeah. So and always
Yeah.
ensure you keep safe. Right, I hope you are keeping safe.
Yeah, keeping safe.
It's good you keep safe and you have what? Social distance. Right, because now this virus is not what? It's not user friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just log into the ZDS, work on that question in the next 5 minutes. Right, together.
Yes.
So Juma, just confirm the question. I've posted the question. It is concerning the web security. So just work on it. I'll mark it and just confirm the question.